they went to that puck and maybe had this assumption that it was going to be this amazing hero like it's been in the past. And, I had faith for a second that it was going to be okay with Faith Beyond on it. But at the end of the day, it didn't do anything, and really neither did that Spirit Breaker. It kind of fell really flat. So we're here together, me and Mo Farah, ready to give you the breakdown on Game 2. Before we get into the draft with Game 2, any lingering thoughts here with Game 1?
I think I said all I had to say, really. I mean, I didn't believe in their draft. They made a couple of bad fights, early on. Like, that dive top lane was the weirdest one for me next to the Dire Tier 1. Like, they charge in, they don't commit for the Legion kill, then the whole of, the whole of RNG just turn up to the fight. And, that was it. They felt the game was, like, kind of really difficult for them after that. I think, like, the Keeper of the Light not getting picked up at all, I thought was really weird. And it actually gets banned out first phase this time. I don't really... The China pick bans are so weird, man.
They change from game to game at times, like the priority in some ways. It feels like they've got a draft already set in their mind, and it just changes from like their first phase bans, even though I don't know, Kato kind of works in all situations, or sometimes he'll just get like ignored in others. It's very weird.
At what point are we going to see Grimstroke first phase banned, by the way? Because I feel like it hasn't had a great win rate. So are people just going to keep letting it through? Can you look up the win rate of Grimstroke actually this tournament? Do you have that in front of you? I feel like it can't be much different to 50%.
It might even be less than that, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
it did really good in the beginning, though. All right.
Pangolier ban.
25%.
Really?
That's what it says here, yeah. 25%, 16 games, has only won 4 times.
Oh dear. Maybe I should stop asking for Grimstroke. That's that's not looking good.
It's currently on a 3-game losing streak. And wow. 4 times. I've been tricked into thinking this hero was amazing because of you.
I don't think the hero's bad. I don't know. It's just not winning. I guess it must be bad if it's not winning. Oh dear.
The highest win rate right now is 100% for Kunkka. He's been in 4 games. For really the most played is with a good win rate is Centaur. He's been played 8 times with a 75% win rate. But Ember Spirit 17 games, Rubik 17 games. Surprisingly, Rubik's also only at like 41%. Who's the highest picked win rate support? Kato 42%, Lich 42%. I mean, no support has a Shadow Demon is 63%.
Yeah, I think he's the big one. What are these openings? RNG go for the tree first, which is... Who did we see do that? I think Innocence played it before, didn't he? For EHOME was the last Treant Protector we saw. And they just...
might have been.
I love how they instantly pick up the Beastmaster for Faith Beyond, though. We saw RNG first phase ban that out last time, the Beastmaster. And they just instantly snap it up for themselves. And I love this Chikiro hero. I think it's really solid. It's super underrated, especially against Treant Protector. I feel like having the liquid fire just to keep chipping away at buildings through the living armor is always nice. It's not as good as it used to be, where living armor had like charges that you could take off, and each liquid fire tick would take off a charge. But I think Chikiro is still really good. It gives you really good wave clear as well now. Like Ice Path is such an insane ability. It's super tanky in the lane. God, what a dragon. Yeah, Chen's interesting. I guess they've got to put the tree as the 4 then, and they've picked up the Chen to help against the Beastmaster, because you can take over the boars, right? As the Chen, which feels pretty good.
Royal Never Give Up played this Tree and Protector in their previous series against Keen Gaming. which was the series that I believe finished off the entire group stage. They played it
Hmm.
with a Jakiro in the 5. Treant 4 went Wand, Meteor Hammer, Solar Crest, Blink Dagger, got a Philosopher's Stone in 19 minutes, took all the tomes as well, went 8-2 and 22.
Yeah, like True and Protector as a 4 is one of those heroes though that can build whatever the team needs. Like Meteor Hammer's nice, especially if you don't have a lot of wave clear on your team. So like Chen doesn't really have any, so you might end up going for it first still. And then like you can have Solar Crest, Pipes, Vlads, Blinks, like 4 staffs. He is a jack of all trades in terms of item building.
And they ended up going safely Naga Siren in that game. Mid Void Spirit back there for Setsu as well. He went 15-3 and 14. Setsu's got such a great KDA with this hero overall. But that was a bit of a different build for the Void Spirit in that game too. He went Treads, Crystallis, Blade Mail, Ags, and then Kaya Sanj. I mean, Void Spirit's available.
Yeah, they could go for it.
A lot of
I think
lockdown
they're probably thinking about what they want to lane up against the Beastmaster though as well, like in their safe lane. Like something like PL's still in the pool if they want to go for it as well, because they don't really have anything that deals with that hero on EHOME. But they have both their cores still yet to be picked. So things like Lesh are still in the pool too, which I think they would be worried about on RNG.
Ooh.
Oh wow!
I'm surprised. There is a lot here to lock down that anti-mage. Yeah, that's the face I'm kind of thinking of as well. It kind of weirds me out. He gets caught by any of these stuns, and he's in a lot of trouble. Primal Roar into the telekinesis, like that's a lot of time to spend disabled.
Yeah, true, but at the same time, they do have these like 2 enabling supports as well, right? Like they have the living armor, they have the Chen to back up the AM as well. Can do EHOME just want to play the tempo game now? Then, yeah, and like they have this Beastmaster to help them push as well with the aura and things. So I was gonna say I'd be really surprised if they didn't pick up some like really hard tempo core just to try and fight early on. Gyro's not the one I would have assumed. I'm not sure how much I like the tier at the moment. It's okay. I just don't think it's great. But it does allow them to fight early on, which I think is important against this AM. But, So they see the gyro now. What do they want to play with the Treant Protector? I mean, let's have a think.
And the Clockwork was picked with this trio lineup in the previous time when they played it. It was Offlane, Flyby, Clockwork, 10-7-21, Phase Boots, Blade Mail, Pipe, Lotus Orb. I mean, could they still go to the Void Spirit mid? Would that be a good way to round off this draft, or are you looking for something else?
Yeah, and it's a concept we've talked about before in the sense that they need something that bridges the gap in terms of like what can fight early on. I think something like Kunkka isn't awful as well. Razor looks okay. You just try and drain all the damage of the gyro in these early fights. They just need something that can come online relatively early. Because if they don't, then EHOME are just going to run them over. Monet's a big AM fan though, right? I'm pretty sure. He really likes that hero from what I can remember. Of like quite a while ago.
Yeah, he's, had his fair share of playing it. 42 games, only a 47% win rate. He played it most recently against Keen Gaming, went 11-2-8. And then he also played it against Aster when he went 1-0-3 in a game that they won in 17 minutes.
But like the whole concept of RNG's draft though looks okay, right? In the sense that they want to keep their towers alive for as long as possible. So they have this living armor to help do that, even though they have a lot of push on EHOME with the Beastmaster. So the living armor's nice for that, but then They also have this clockwork that can run around and make space. Like, they've got the Chen that can pull AM around the map to help him farm. I just don't know where their damage is coming from at the moment on RNG. Like, if EHOME ever force a fight and something breaks out, what do RNG do? Like, AM's not going to be in the fight early on, right? He needs to be farming and split pushing the map.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Monet's most recent games here with Anti-Mage. He's on a 6-game winning streak. He had a game against Vici in the ESL event for China a month ago where he went 22-1-7. Wow. I mean, that is a team that certainly something can get done. And the Kunkka, yeah, he's been playing with the Kunkka a lot when he plays this Anti-Mage. By the way, he went Battle Fury, Manta, Abyssal, Butterfly, Scotty, and then a late Deso.
Probably just at the end of the game when they were pushing buildings or something, I would assume.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't mind this Kunkka pick. I think it's okay. That's a little bit more damage. Like, it's a bit more team fight as well with the Ghost Ship, which is really good. They have good defensive purposes now. They've got the Rum, they've got the Living Armor, they've got the Chen to heal people up as well. If the Chen can get a decent mech timing, I think RNG's team fights early on look a little bit stronger, but even then, not 100% sold. I think this Clockwork's going to have to do a huge amount of work in the early engagements. The clock and the tree between them. What do they want to pick against the Kunkka? There's nothing that really stands out to me here as like an amazing pick. I think they're going to double down on the tempo though, I would assume. Yeah, oh my god. Alright, well, sometimes you just get Huskard. And yeah, I think EHOME's draft looks really solid. I think Huskar absolutely destroys Kunkka in the laning stage. You know, Setsu's going to have to go back to the jungle to try and farm, and I just think in the meantime, EHOME are just going to start taking all your towers. They don't really have a way of dealing with the Huskar either. Like, I talked about them lacking damage. You know, it's only going to be, you know, apparent here. I imagine, you know, Huskar just goes armlet halberd and they just start running down lanes. And I don't know how they kill the Huskar, especially when they get Roche. Like, Huskar Roche is quick normally, but there's a Beastmaster as well with the aura.
Yeah, this EHOME draft looks really good. We'll see if EHOME can get it done. They've been playing real well with the Kunkka Anti-Mage combo, but again, like you were saying, it just feels like they're just gonna get steamrolled by this EHOME draft. Jesus. This is... What do you do if your Royal Never Give Up? Like, how do you slow the pace?
They have living armor to keep the towers alive, like we talked about. You know, they need to just be able to clear waves, but it's just going to be really difficult. I think our last pick, just like up until the Huskar, they're kind of like, oh, like this isn't awful, this is okay, it's not great for us. The Huskar comes out and they're like, oh god, this is now awful. Like, I don't know how we deal with that hero. We're going to need an early vessel on the Kunkka or the Clockwork to be able to try and bring him down. That's, you know, the most important thing.
Prepare for battle.
Has Chen's got headdress, okay. AM only had one set of tangos, so I wondered how he's going to sustain in lane, but if the Chen's got headdress, then it's not too bad. They're going to change things up a bit here on EHOME as well. They're actually going to send the tri-lane to the top side, by the looks of it. Oh, Sylar and Faithbian are actually going bot lane. This is interesting.
Huh.
What's happening?
September? He just kind of walked into that.
Oh, is Faithbian just...
Oh, wow. Right. Okay. Clearing all the trees he can.
Wow. September's like, oh.
30 seconds to battle.
I guess I'm the one going top.
Never mind.
Well, can he even go top? He can just do the same thing in the top lane.
It's really interesting that the Beastmaster and the Gyro both went bot, though, at the start. I guess they're kind of also thinking that, like, oh, maybe we can... because, you know, normally the Chen has the the draft advantage in terms of setting up the lanes early on with the side lanes.
The battle begins.
Maybe they're thinking if we just show 2 cores really early on in the laning stage, then he might get a little bit confused. And yeah, I think it's really important when you're playing up against this Chen that you don't take the boars at level 1. Like, there's absolutely no point in that. You know what the players actually rush Ags on the Beastmaster. Level 4 axes, let's go. Sounds awful, but I'd love to see it one day.
Today might be that day.
It's not going to be that day.
It doesn't look like it.
Unfortunate.
So, yeah, September, well, now he's got to deal with this as he's got no trees. But for right now, just going into the living armor, he'll try to sustain himself as much as he can. He's naturally got that nature's guys anyway, so we'll see how he does this. This is going to be an interesting lane for him bottom.
The living armor rocket flare level 1 lane. If there's ever a lane that doesn't have any kill potential, it's this one.
Yeah, especially level 1. Yeah, that's for sure.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like,
level 2 maybe. I don't know.
I mean, the living
grass faction.
Living armor's actually really good at helping the Clockwork sustain in the lane early on. So, I get why they've done it. It's just they understand that they can't really
help him enough.
Yeah, they understand they can't really contest the lane with like tree clock against Jakiro Gyro. It doesn't work. So they're just going to play on the back foot.
Where'd that heal go out to? Ooh, look at Setsu's already in the jungle. Yeah. Wow.
Level 3. That's it. You go.
That's terrible.
He's going to just stack camps though as well at the same time. So
I wonder. Okay. Yeah, is he gonna?
Like this is his life now. This is what it's become, guys.
One camp. Could he have gone to the other side of the jungle and stacked multiple camps, or is it even worth it? Moni gets first blood on the Rubik, and Faithbeyond might be in trouble here.
Oh, they have the purge.
He is just chased down, and he is gonna die. And the question is it to the anti-mage or the neutrals? And it ends up being the neutrals.
Faithbeyond, what a player.
Monet wanted to wait too, and I don't know if he was expecting that kind of damage that quickly, because he held back that last right click, and then all of a sudden he just kind of lost that last 75 health or so very quickly.
Sexy just walking back to base, by the way. 2.5 minutes into the game. Says a lot about this matchup mid.
Oh yeah. Jeez.
No, yeah, the sad thing about that is that Setsu just misses the 3-minute stack as well from walking back to base.
And just, I don't know. I'm like lost for words. This is such a terrible situation for Setsu to be in. Their mid's basically non-existent, and he's already getting out level by a level, and it's going to turn into even more. Like, can Setsu even stand in the lane, or is it really that impossible?
It's literally, you can't do anything. Because the Huskar just stands on your high ground, and if you ever come close, he just hits you. You can't do anything in that lane. And he has double bracer as well on the Huskar. What do you do as the Kunkka? There's literally no other play you can make. When he gets to level 5, his jungling gets a lot easier, because the Tidebringer cooldown goes down quite a decent amount. And he's going to get a stack off here, which is nice. I say he's going to get a stack off. He misses the stack.
Yeah.
Setsu, come on, brother. This is.
We just watched Setsu have an amazing game as Void Spirit, and now that is a sad thing to watch as he just can't even get the stack on it.
At least AM's having a good time top, though. So they've got something going for them for RNG. He's going to have to do some big work this game.
I kind of like this idea here. September sitting mid, trying to maybe leech some experience, leaving bottom to be a solo experience lane.
Yeah, I think that's important. Somebody should still be taking the XP mid, like you say. 5-minute runes are about to spawn as well. But he's coming bot on the tree now to secure them with him.
Nature's Grass. And ooh, they actually can't even get that one.
Ooh.
Pushed out of it. I think the timing's just worked out. Nothing to say. He wants the other one, but Setsu is already here.
Setsu missed another stack as well. At the 5-minute mark on this camp. Come on, Setsu. You are how good at this game?
Yeah,
gotta be better than this. In a a game where so far stacking's probably the hardest thing you've had to do. Just because you can't lane at all.
I will say Monet now solo experience for him too.
Mid
I
lane?
can certainly see something go right for them as now they look over mid. If they can get nothing to say, that's certainly a big one to get. They look over at Jinkyu. One tick on the battery assault hits onto him and he'll be forced to lift Flywin away. So that does cause 4 heroes to go mid, but I mean again, Monet's still continuing to do his thing over towards top by himself. And Faithbeyond's sitting here with no mana. They're rotating on him too.
Yeah, that was a 4-man rotation though by RNG to get that kill. It was very well played. Like it's what they needed to do because if the Huskar is allowed to just freely push the tower with the catapult wave, he will take that tier 1. So you need to make sure you stop him in his tracks as early as you can.
He's got mana void, so Faithbeyond should be dead here. You could just pop it, he'll hold it, and just run him down.
This purge creep from Chen is doing so much work actually. Like in these early stages of the game, I think he's found 3 kills because of it. Like the 2 on the Beastmaster and then the 1 mid lane as well. Flywin might be in trouble bot by the way on this clockwork. If he's got the cogs, he's actually should be okay because of it.
I will say for a bad laning situation, even though Setsu has done a poor job inside the jungle, he's level 6 while Huskar's level 6 as well.
Huskar just hit 7, but yeah, like at the same time, I think that kill mid is the thing that really helped them the most this game. Like having that 4-man rotation early on, because it's not even like Clock was getting anything bot really, right? So like if he rotates mid and just helps get this kill on the Huskar, it's so worth his time.
What does the Beastmaster do by himself top? He's consistently just getting run down on mana. Monet's basically free farming in this lane. Oh, look at this.
The purge creep again?
Purge creep again. Remember, Faithbeyond's just dead. Wow. That's... wow. Wow. Sorry. I know that's all the commentary I have, but it's just impressive. It really is impressive because they are salvaging a garbage situation over mid.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, it's not just the purge creep, there's the slow creep as well. Like, on the Chen, they have so much... What is this? What is happening?
They killed Sylar bottom. Wow.
I mean, we talked about last game how RNG just felt like they were on a different level though, right? That, even though... both these teams have got to the playoffs, and I thought it was relatively even coming into it. I still prefer EHOME's draft, at the moment still, but look at the Chen's net worth. Like, they're doing everything right at the moment. There's going to be a faded brooch in base as well, which I assume Clockwork's going to take.
This is...
Oh no, they're actually giving it to the tree. Okay.
Well, the tree is technically the 4 position.
Yeah, I just thought the Clockwork would be really good with it. That was all.
Yeah.
Like, and you give the Iron Tree to the Tree Protector, right? Like,
yeah.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
I don't know. My point was not valid. Let's just put it that way. Setsu gets the kill there on the Jinkyu over bottom. Monet's made the rotation here as well. He's sitting level 8. Turn it over to the net worth, and you see, look at this. Look at how far ahead he is compared to the gyrocopter. I mean, he is doing such a good job.
I don't really understand.
Ooh, Chen pulls a +1, so Setsu's going to come in. The Innocent's dead.
They're just getting picked off one by one, EHOME. And they get the hook shot top as well.
In. Faith Beyond, he'll die as well. I mean, they've got this Mud Golem here to get the stun. It's the Rocket Flare that gets the kill on a Faith Beyond. And Nothing to Say shows up, but what do you do?
And Mone's just pushing bot lane at the same time as well on this AM. Like, they have a 3k advantage with this lineup at 10 minutes into the game.
Oh my god. I have like this childish smile on my face. It's it's exciting when we looked at this situation. We looked at what was going on to Setsu, and they've found a way to dig themselves out of a hole. Like, that's, to me, I know it's not the most exciting Dota because it's only 8-0 and it's just been pickoff after pickoff. But to me, I think that's really exciting to see a team salvage what looked to be a terrible start.
Oh, 100%. Like, it's amazing to see. And they're yet to get on the scoreboard on EHOME. Like, that's the worst bit, right? AM's actually farming super well. Like, he's getting really close to that Battle Fury. About 1,600 gold off. Oh, sorry, about 2,000 gold off. Yeah.
What part of North America do you live in? Has Nothing to Say ends up dead to Flywin, and Solo Innocence, he's gone too. September takes it from Setsu, and it's now 10-0.
This Chen has done so much work, by the way. So has the Clockwork, and we talked about how Flywin, and the Chen needed to do massive amounts at the start of the game to be able to try and cover their weaknesses, and it feels like they're everywhere at the moment. And you see this Chen at the moment is like a smoke breaker at the moment to get to the AM. So if they ever want to gank the AM, they have to go through the Chen first. So Mone's always going to be safe.
It's very impressive play right now.
And Chen's helping him take Ancients as well. $5k net worth advantage. 12 minutes in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, here's the smoke breaker. This is exactly what I mean.
It'll end up being the first death, but it costs 4 heroes to go that way, and still the map continuing to, expand here for Runner Blue Up.
Chen dies, and AM's like, thanks, man. This is fine. He has the Mithril Hammer now as well, so only one component left for the Battle Fury, sitting at 1,000 gold to go. What's Setsu building, by the way? Yeah, he almost has the Vessel, so it's not even like they have anything reliable at this point, like on the Huskar, any reliable kind of push tempo, because this Vessel's going to come out, and he hasn't even finished his armlet yet on the Huskar. His game has been really set back by that first death mid he had by the 4-man rotation.
Yeah.
Okay, finally has it coming out now on the courier.
Treant Protector going for the Meteor Hammer.
Yeah, and there's a hood as well on the Clockwork going into Pipe, I assume. So the Gyro's damage, the Jakiro's damage going to be, nullified a little bit. And they find Innocence on this Jakiro, and I think he's just dead.
And then, yeah, Innocence ends up dead. They'll bring Setsu over for the +1. They're also going to grab this outpost. Not that it matters. It's only 13.5 minutes right now. But the whole time, Anti-Mage continuing to farm, and with this creep wave, he'll be just a touch short of the broadsword.
Dire are scanning.
And there it is. Battle Fury. 14-minute Battle Fury. Wow. I mean, that's just fantastic from Royal Never Go Up. They are the team that we thought they were. At least for right now.
They're so massively impressing this game. Although it's not the first time I've underestimated a core Clockwork this tournament. September's just going to run away on the Treant Protector. Or possibly not. Kunkka's TPing in here.
They're coming through, and the hook shot comes in. The Macro Pyre doing a lot of damage, but they've got the run buff on to these heroes, and they should be okay. Faith Beyond hits the deck first, and so will Innocence to follow. Another 2 kills for Royal Never Give Up, and they continue to extend their lead.
I don't understand why EHOME aren't playing around their really strong Huskar hero at the moment. Like, Innocence keeps kind of like playing in his side lanes all the time and just dying. I feel like if everybody just groups, not everybody necessarily, but if they group with the Huskar to make plays, like Nothing to Say is the strongest hero on the map at the moment for EHOME. So if you're not playing with Nothing to Say, then you're already like not playing with the hero that's going to give you the best chance of taking fights. They're going to get 4 bounty runes as well on RNG.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Beastmasters might have denied one actually, I think. Oh no, they
got 4.
Yeah, they got 4. This is the bottled one on the Kunkka.
And I know, to some watching, it seems like we're just kind of over-exaggerating to every rotation, but this is a game that, on paper, should have gone so much differently for EHOME. It's not like EHOME's completely outclassed by Royal Never Give Up player-wise. Overall, these two teams, skill-wise, they're pretty close. It's not something that you'd expect this game to be at the moment, you know? Torrent on Innocence and Jakiro. There's the shot from Setsu and one more to finish him off.
This is a really sick ward, by the way, that the Dire put down. I think Innocence...
Look at Monet. Oh my god. Oh, great hook shot from Flywin. And just constant pressure.
RNG are just like grouping up all game and like playing in these really good pairs and things and threes all the time. And EHOME just aren't doing the same, so they're just getting picked off one at a time, over and over again.
Primal Roar, but let's see if they can get the kill here onto the Treant Protector before they start to come up. They've used the Overgrowth, they get the kill, but now this is a big problem. Calls down and the Flat Cannon, but Nothing to Say is already dead. So they get the kill on the Huskar. Gyrocopter, I mean, he's used everything really to try and get a kill. He's basically out of mana. They still have the mana void if Monet wants to make the rotation towards top. He actually doesn't have a TP to do so. So they will chase Setsu. Torrent hits on the gyro. Great job.
AM's getting recalled as well.
Breath comes in, and now Innocence in trouble. The mana void is there. They'll get the kill on a Sylar. They look over at Innocence. He'll get through the trees for a moment, but he ends up dead as the stolen mana void still isn't enough, and Jinkyu looking like he'll be next. Just
I genuinely think
2 seconds. Not even gonna.
EHOME might call it, like really soon.
In mana pay.
The game feels like it's just in such a ridiculous position. I think they might go and try and go Roche really soon on EHOME, and I think if that fight goes badly, they'll probably just call it. Like, they just look so like night and day in comparison to yesterday. Not yesterday necessarily, but I mean like their group games. I don't really get it. There's going to be an Essence Ring for the Clockwork, which is about as good as it gets for him. And this September Treant Protector has done a really good job of just pushing out top the whole time, keeping the towers alive with living armor, and EHOME have just gained no map control, like the whole game, because this Treant Protector is just keeping the towers topped up constantly.
Faith Beyond. Invis, and it's about to run out. He might show up right in front of Flywin and be in some trouble.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Boars here. This is just an absolute slaughter. And Intimage, he's got the Yasha, he's about to have the Manta finished. Look at this.
When do you ever see an AM lineup be like 10k ahead at 18 minutes into a game?
Minutes.
It just doesn't happen.
Dire's top tower
but they've completely outplayed them.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Which after last game, I thought it was more of a draft problem for EHOME, but maybe, you know, RNG are just a much better team than we give them credit for.
I mean, we said they were good, but this also exposes EHOME in some ways.
a little bit, yeah.
Is under attack.
You know, maybe this is the kind of kick they needed. You know, coming into this playoff, maybe they were just not, you know, taking it as seriously as they possibly could on EHOME. I don't know, like... Gyro's gone BKB first item, which doesn't sound fun, but I think he has to. Like, they need to be able to take team fights He's going to pop it here, but
shot. He might still just die.
There's overgrowth.
Yeah, there's no way for him to go out of this one, and Monet got a kill on Innocence meanwhile, and he'll show up towards top to kill off Sylar. A double kill for the anti-mage to continue just extending his net worth advantage. One away from the ultimate score.
Oh, 1 kill. EHOME needs to call GG before it happens. Just with the massive power play from them. Yeah, like, I honestly think if EHOME don't contest this Roche, like, what does this Huskar do? Like, this hero's all about getting a good Aegis timing and playing the tempo game. Maybe they feel like they're not as far behind as they actually are, but... Yeah, you look at the scoreboard, they probably have a decent idea.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
I don't know. I just don't know what to do at this point. This seems like such a one-sided affair, and one of your heroes, Huskar, I mean, at this point, I don't know where he's at.
Man, Flywind's just everywhere on this clock.
I don't think he's missed a hook shot. The damage comes in. Innocence looking like he's gonna die for a second. We'll have the 3-2-2, but now Flywind, he'll end up going down to nothing to say. It's an 8-time spree that goes the way of the Huskar. And they also take out the Chen, but nothing to say as BKB is done.
Oh, they get the roar
comes out, and look at that damage on the September. He'll try to survive. Jinkyu comes in, blinks forward, gets the kill. Now in the Mana Void, nothing to say, ends up dead. BKB popped by Sylar.
This AM though is
should go down in a couple of seconds. They won't play it aggressively as they lost 3 heroes around these 2 cores.
All right, decent fight for EHOME. You know, they get some kills on the board. They double their kill score. It's pretty good. Unfortunately for them, the AM has Battle Fury Manta and 3,100 gold at 22 minutes into the game. And when he picks up this Skadi, I don't know if you've ever read a patch note speak up. Read the patch notes with Skadi about what it does. Huskar's not going to have fun with the health amplification. You know, it stops the regen coming through on Skadi now, as much as it used to. Sorry, more than before even. I think, is it 30% maybe? Let's have a look. Reduces heals, health regeneration, and lifesteal by 35% whenever it hits. Now, Huskar's not going to have fun. And it's not just that as well. Like, the slow against the ranged heroes is really good. So Gyrocopter's not even going to be able to run away from this AM anymore. And he's going to be sitting on about 2,500 health.
Ooh, telekinesis to stop the XTP back. But anti-mage?
He has Aegis.
Primal Roar, yeah, he does have the Aegis if he even dies. Now he's been disarmed, pushed away, and will finally be able to survive.
Flywin.
Oh, Jesus. He's just so good. And he'll continue to jump forward. Nothing to say. Will get hit up with that Torrent. He'll end up dead. They took the first life away from this anti-mage, but not much more. As the blink forward comes in from One, they'll use the overgrowth to lock down Innocence and get the kill onto the Jakiro. This is just constantly just a battle for anything for EHOME.
He has stolen overgrowth on Rubik, which I think is really important. Like, especially when you're playing against this AM, right? If they're going to be able to kill him, he has no Aegis anymore, and you have overgrowth on the Rubik. So if there's going to be a time you can do it, it has to be now.
And Kunkka,
he has the run buff on him.
Run buff. He's taking a lot of damage. Setsu will eventually fall. But now BKB's been popped by Sylar. They've got Anti-Mage continuing to come in. The Meteor Hammer, it hits onto Faith Beyond. They'll get the kill onto the Beastmaster. And Huskar will finally be alive again. Monet with an aggressive blink, but alright, nothing to say. Sure.
They just throw the Magpie down as well.
RNG will back away.
10 gold off the Skadi here for the AM. Yeah, gonna have it coming out now on the Courier. He's level 21 as well, by the way, on the AM. 24 minutes in. Monet just putting on a show.
Yeah, the experience is 15,000 experience difference. And Meteor Hammer comes in. And there's the hook shot. Nothing to say, getting just toyed with at the moment. The call down will come in. They've got the disarm on the Flywin. They'll at least get the kill on a September, but that means you lose your Huskar. And now he's got no buyback. He's dead for 65 seconds.
He has no BKB on Gyro.
Onto the Anti-Mage. Sylar He can't do anything. He's out of mana, out of hope, and out of time. He is dead. 51 seconds with buyback. Probably will be forced to use it. Ice Path laid down, saves the life of Jinkyu for a moment. However, that moment has passed, and so has his life. Primal Roar. Buyback from the
Ice Path.
Rubik.
Oh, they
Ice Path
overlap
with
the
telekinesis.
stuns.
And now he's able to pop the Manta and blink away.
Xingqiu, when you TP in there, you know, you can see that Innocence is going to be using Ice Path. I think if you wait to chain stun the lift afterwards, you might have killed him there. Especially because he was under a tier 3. Oh no. Oh. EHOME must be so angry.
Jeez, Flywin's 9-1 and 13.
Bounty.
I mean, the fact that, you know, the Chen's only died twice as well is pretty good for him. Like, because he has Greaves Medallion now as well, so he's really tanky. They torrent the Necro Creep just for good measure. 150 gold for
Radiant's
super.
top tower is under attack.
To steal a level 4 blink. Good there for Jinkyu.
Yeah, I don't know. Monet's really close to BKB though, and if you look at EHOME's lineup,
Radiant's top tower.
I don't know what they're going to do against a BKB AM.
Players here.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Rocket Flare comes in. It seems like it's just been constantly followed by that hook shot that never misses here from Flywin. He may have gone in too far, but Monet right behind him and going to focus on a Sylar. Flywin stays alive. Essence Ring trying to run away for nothing to say. Still surviving. And
Look at this
nothing to
Huskar
say.
though, man.
He's forced to pop that BKB and try to run. With a blink
Scar.
forward from Monet, they get the kill. Setsu's the one who gets credit for it. And still, the Clockwork is alive. And in 12 seconds, we'll be able to throw another hook shot. Overgrowth. Manta, blink forward into the Ice Path, and, well, you'll steal the blink on the Rubik, but blinking forward is Monet. Meteor Hammer not even needed as they get the kill there onto the Gyro. It will be GG, and Royal Never Give Up take a perfect 2-0 series.
RNG. Victory.
I don't know what's just happened. I'm questioning if I actually know anything about Dota anymore after watching that game.
Yeah, that was very impressive there from the side of Royal Never Give Up. 32-8. Monet ends up not dying that entire game. I mean, between him and Flywin, they had 1 death, 22 kills, and 23 assists. They were fantastic. And Setsu, after he was jungling, he was 3 levels behind the Huskar. And all of a sudden, Setsu just comes in, and it's a 4-hero rotation towards mid to kill the Huskar, and that's where the game changed. Everything fell apart from there. And not only that, I think it was an amazing play from Royal Never Give Up to give a solo lane to Monet to continue to get that solo experience, but Super coming over and just, I mean, I don't know. That was such a great game from Royal Never Give Up. I'm so impressed.
I'm really impressed, but I'm also at the same time, we came into this series being like, oh, this is going to be really close. And just watching those 2 games, it was so the opposite of what we thought it was going to be. So, you know, we finished the series in an hour and a half, including breaks.
Wow.
Just let that sink in, including draft time, including breaks. The series is over in an hour and a half. That is ridiculous. Like, I don't know. EHOME just, I don't know whether they just weren't on it today, whether RNG were just on a different level, but I'm kind of disappointed with the whole thing overall. But yeah, RNG looked insanely good. So
yeah, they looked absolutely amazing. They'll move on to the next round where honestly they're going to give us a good best of 3, hopefully, knock on wood, against LGD. That should be a great series, and that comes up tomorrow. But our next series, I think, is a close one. I just said that and just got proven wrong, but IG against Aster should be a fun one. That's coming up next. So, I mean, there's such praise going on for Royal Never Give Up. IG against Aster should be good. We'll be back with that in just a moment. I'm your caster B-Cop, joined here by Mo Farah. Stay right there. We'll be right back.